the fall days you live for in Minnesota. Perfect conditions for a Saturday night baseball game. Game 2 of the Royals and the Twins from Target Field as the fans arrive ready to work on their suntans late in the summer, early fall. Time for our DQ combination tonight. We'll talk about a pair of Puerto Ricans that toe the rubber. For the visitors, it's 25-year-old Jorge Lopez, 1-3 with an ERA north of 5. For Minnesota, the 24-year-old All-Star Jose Barrios, 11-10 with an ERA just a shade below 4. Welcome inside Target Field. It's a perfect night for baseball. As I mentioned, it's a perfect time for the Twins to be playing the Royals in this stadium because all season long it's been a beatdown for Minnesota over Kansas City. Now 6-1 in the 7 games. Let's take a look in the numbers here. 6-1 doesn't really tell the story. 45 runs in 7 games does, though. That's nearly 6.5 per game batting average, up near 330. Extra base hits at 21. So we wanted to go in the clubhouse, talk to the players today, find out what is up with the vibe against the Royals at Target Field. Even James Rouse and the hitting coach looking for answers, trying to figure out why so much offense against this team.
We've played well against the Royals this year. We've played well against our division in general, and that's a big part of the season is to play well in your division and play well at home, and we've done that.
Well, it just happens to be at home. I mean, guys like to be at home. You get used to your field after playing so many days here. You know, guys are comfortable when they get back here. Sometimes you come off some of those longer road trips, and it's nice to get back home. So I can't give you a specific reason why, but I like the way we continue to do that. So hopefully we can keep it rocking for the rest of the season.
Twins will try to keep the offense going in support of a Royal pain. Jose Barrios has been tough on the Royals. When we come back, Dick Bramer, Roy Smalley show you what's been so good for Jose Barrios when he faces Kansas City.
Link, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
It's another beautiful night for baseball, but let's be honest, it's a beautiful night for anything. Game 2 between the Twins and the Kansas City Royals as the Twins hope to build a winning streak here at home. Dick Kramer and Roy Smalley for Game 2 between Kansas City and Minnesota. You could build a case that Jose Barrios has emerged as the Twins' ace this year. In 12 of his 28 starts, he's given the Twins at least 7 innings. But now lately, he's had a tough time even getting outs in the 6th inning.
All-star ace of the club the first half since the All-Star break. Not nearly living up to the bar that he set for himself in the first half. And that's why I think these starts the rest of the way down the stretch here in September, very important for Jose Barrios. The most important lessons you learn in baseball, whether it's hitting, pitching, whatever it is when you have it, you lose it, and then you find it again, and you keep fine-tuning. Oh yes, this is what makes me good. This is what Jose Barrios is looking to do. Have a strong finish to this season, go into the offseason, knowing that the way you've always pitched against Kansas City is the way you're going to pitch against everybody.
Well, the Twins have really played good baseball at home, not so much on the road, of course. They hope to have a really good homestand here. 3 with Kansas City, 3 with the Yankees. A beautiful night for baseball, and we're glad that you're with us here tonight. Called third strike. Got him with a breaking ball. It won't happen this year, of course, but Twins fans I know are looking forward to the time when they hope Barrios will be leading this team into October baseball. But what they would like to see, everyone would like to see, is a strong September. And they want to make sure that whatever has been wrong with Barrios, and he's had a flu bug he's dealt with, a rain delay that he's had to deal with, that whatever it is, it's not a matter of fatigue. There's no one on the team more conditioned, better conditioned to do what he does than Barrios. Ned Yost has seen his team really struggle on the road. Twins fans can relate to that. And the Menards batting order for the Royals in Game 2. Whit Merrifield leading off, and Adalberto Mondesi, Gordon Dozier, Ryan O'Hearn, Salvador Perez, Jorge Bonifacio, and then Brian Goodwin and Rosel Herrera.
Home furniture starting pitcher for the Twins, Jose Barrios. A lot to talk about today about Jose Barrios.
Strike one from Barrios. He gets ahead of Merrifield, Kansas City's best hitter. Check swing foul, 0-2. His last start against Kansas City was the last start that he pitched 7 innings. It came in his first start of August. 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 3 walks. Representative of what he did through the first 4 months of the season on a regular basis. Breaking ball just missing.
What a good pitch that is. Could have gone either way right there, but that's a beautiful breaking ball, and I want to talk a little bit more about that trajectory right there. That tilt on that breaking ball, that's good to see right off the bat.
Snap bat, and Forsythe to Berríos, got him. Forsythe with a quick throw to Berríos and a low throw, and Berríos, who we think sometime might win a Gold Glove award on the mound, made a heck of a play there on a low throw from Forsythe.
Yeah, that's an example of why he will win a Gold Glove. He's a terrific athlete, very strong in his legs. This is such a good play to find the base, keep your right leg on the base. There's a lot of tension on that right leg as he stays on it, and then have the hands to dig that ball out. That's a terrific play, an athletic play by Jose Berríos.
He didn't get hurt. Merrifield didn't get hurt. 1 down, and now Adalberto Mondesi. We've seen first innings from Berríos before in this stretch of 5 shorter than normal starts, where the first inning looks great and then things kind of snowball on him and things don't go well after that. In his last start in Texas, he gave up only 3 hits in his 4 innings of work, but all 3 hits were home runs, one of them coming after a couple of walks.
Well, I would tell you something that I see already as he delivers 1-1. I've seen 94 and 95 with a fastball. So he's a mile an hour or 2 in the first faster in the first inning than he has been in the last 5 starts. Maybe 6, maybe longer than that. And they think they found something in his mechanics.
High fly to right center field, playable for either Cave or Kepler, and it is Kepler making the catch. Good thing, because Cave got blinded by the sun. 2 down. Let's check out the Twins in the field. Caves in center, flanked by Grossman and Kepler. Adrianza, Polanco, Forsythe, Bauer, the infielders, and Mitch Garver behind the plate. 2 down, and now Alex Gordon. Adrianza in at third base again. Miguel Sano might be available off the bench tonight. Better chance he might even get tomorrow off and hopefully be ready for the Yankee series. Down and away, ball 1. Gordon hit it some tough luck last night. He's hitting line drives all over the place and only had 1 hit to show for it. And he tried to do there what Polanco did successfully in the 3rd inning last night. Take advantage of the shift and drop down a base hit. A foul ball, and it's 1-1.
And except for the case that Gordon knows if he does get that base hit, he's going to steal second base. I don't like that play much with 2 out.
Right. Swung on and missed, and now it's 1-2. And a clean, brilliant, tidy, efficient first inning for Jose Berríos. the middle of May. The Menards batting order for Game 2. Joe Mauer leading off. Then Jorge Polanco, Eddie Rosario, Logan Forsythe, Jake Cave, Mitch Garver, Max Kepler, Robbie Grossman, and A-Ray Adrianza.
And the home furniture starting pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, Jorge Lopez, came over from Milwaukee in the Mike Moustakas deal. He's made 5 starts here in the American League. First time tonight facing the Twins, so we'll all learn about him as we go.
Throws 92-93 with a sinking fastball as well, and there's a strike at the knees as he opens at 95. Breaking ball missing. We've seen a lot of players come and go between here and Rochester over the course of this season. Lopez was one of those guys for the Brewers. 7 times he was recalled from his team he spent most of the year at in Colorado Springs. Now that's a lot of miles between Colorado Springs or wherever the Sky Sox were playing and Milwaukee or wherever the Brewers were playing. But a lot of back and forth. Now he's got an opportunity with the Royals to at least stay in the season's final month and get some work in. 3-1 to Mauer. Acquired from the Brewers in the Mike Moustakas trade. Had a really good outing in his last game. 7 innings, just 1 earned run against the Orioles. Roller left side, and it's the shortstop Mondesi firing across. And Mauer is retired on the 3-1 pitch. 1 away. Royals defensively have Brian Goodwin in center, Alex Gordon in left, Jorge Bonifacio in right field. Dozier, who played first base last night, is at third base tonight. Mondesi and Merrifield up the middle. Ryan O'Hearn at first. Salvador Perez, of course, behind the plate. Here's Polanco, and he takes outside ball 1. Down and in, and it's 2-0. One thing that Lopez has been guilty of, both with the Brewers big league club and so far with the Royals, a high number of walks. You might have seen it, 21 walks in just over 40 innings. So both teams take a lot of walks last night. Fouled back. And it's 2-1. Taking low, another 3-ball count.
Yeah. The walks and getting behind obviously will be troublesome for any pitcher, but you can see why the Brewers had him up and so many times. Sent him back, brought him up again.
Peeled foul, 3-2.
Just from the stuff that we've seen so far. 94, 95, good movement on the fastball. He's got a lot of sideways movement. Got on the end of the bat for Joe the first time, Joe's first time up, first hitter. So he's got the kind of stuff that a big league pitching coach would say, hey, wait a minute, maybe we got something here.
Popped up behind third. It's chased by Dozier and Gordon, and it's Gordon calling him off, making the catch for out number 2. Lopez has survived a couple of 3-ball counts. He's got a couple of outs, and now Eddie Rosario. And against Kansas City, Rosario's hit his best. Got 2 hits last night, including a home run, his 23rd of the year.
Well, as we said earlier in our pregame show, he's just a remarkable hitter. Hitting and Eddie Rosario just go together. There's some things that people just do innately. They just get it. Eddie Rosario gets hitting.
Still has a chance for a 300 batting average. Probably won't be getting many infield hits. He had a chance for one in his first at bat last night, and he's just not not able to run as fast, fire his leg muscles up the baseline as quickly as he normally would because of the quadricep. And another 3-ball count. This time it's 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1.
I have been thinking ever since the All-Star break that we're going to see one more 2-week or so stretch of Eddie Rosario on fire like we saw a few times during the first half of the season. I think he's got one more in him.
And now 3-2. Forsythe will hit next. And it's fouled away. As we said last night, Rosario has done what the Twins were hoping that Kepler, Buxton, Sano, and some others would do, and that is take another step forward. Jam shot right above his hands. But Rosario's done that. I mean, he had a good year last year, and he's improved his numbers this year.
Well, that's absolutely right, and I think the expectation was that the other two outfield positions would be making the same kind of step forward.
A high fly to center field. 3 Royals converge, and it's the second baseman Merrifield who makes the catch. And Lopez survives 3-ball counts.
In the pregame show, Miguel Sano is making progress. The the outlook is decent. Paul Molitor hinted at maybe a stint at some point this weekend where he can DH off the bench. I wouldn't count on it tonight from talking to Molitor. Likely a better chance tomorrow. Tyler Austin is licking his chops to get back. He's got those back issues. He knows the Yankees are coming to town, and he's working hard to get back in that lineup. Molitor thought there's a chance he could be back as soon as Monday against his former team. And you talked about it earlier with Rosario. He said he's feeling good. He just doesn't have that explosion. We saw it last night. Paul Molitor said the big key is tonight is a DH. We got to keep him loose in the dugout. Got to keep him moving so it doesn't tighten up on him. Keep an eye on that, guys, as the night progresses.
All right, thank you, Kevin. 2-0 now to the leadoff man in the second, Hunter Dozier. He'll be followed by Ryan O'Hearn and Salvador Perez. Swing and a miss. And again, what we've seen from Berríos in his recent starts, the ability to have a good first inning, and then, as was the case against the Rangers, a couple of walks. Well, it was first a home run, then a couple of walks and another home run in the second inning. Chopped foul, and it's 2-2.
I was talking to the pitching coach Garvin Alston yesterday about Berríos, and he said we saw a little something. We saw a little something in his mechanics, and he said it affects everything. It affects how his ball sinks. It affects velocity. It affects trajectory of the breaking ball. And that's what I was getting at the first inning. What we've seen immediately now in 4 hitters is really the subject of our Pizza Ranch for the win tonight. For Jose Barrios, find the fine tuning that Garvin Alston and Eddie Guardado are trying to get with his mechanics, and they think they did it. They had a great bullpen session 2 days ago, and they think that they've got him back on track. What I see is now 94, 95 instead of 91, 92, 93. That's the first thing. The second thing is I see his two-seamer, when he wants to throw the sinker, it actually is sinking. It's not flat.
1-1.
The third thing is that not only has the sinker been flat, but also that great curveball. It doesn't have the tilt, kind of the 2 to 8 on the clock face tilt. It's been very flat, and it's all been. Garvin thinks it's all been mechanics. The less velocity, the poor movement, both fastball and curveball, and they think they may have that worked out. We'll see.
2-1 to O'Hearn. And there's a breaking ball taken for a strike. 2-2.
So there are a lot of things with mechanics, and Garvin said that Barrios is a great kid. He's been listening to a lot of things, a lot of people.
Driven to the right field corner, and it's down for a hit. Played off the wall by Kepler, and O'Hearn will be held to a single. Nice retrieve by Max Kepler in right field.
And what Garvin said is that you can see little things about a pitcher's mechanics. His arm is dragging. Yes, it is. He should get his foot down quicker. Yes, that should happen. But how do you do that? What is the root cause of all those things not working? And they think they found the back upstream main cause for why his arm's dragging, why his foot's not getting down in the right spot as quickly. That's where great coaching can really, really help. It's not what is obvious, but what is the actual root cause of things?
Fouled back by Perez. Only 4 for 19 against Barrios, and we mentioned those numbers because Perez was within a couple of whiskers of having a 3-home run game last night. Paul Molitor concurred with me during batting practice today that Perez was robbed by the weather conditions last night. Drier, cooler air. The ball didn't carry as much. There's a called strike. 0-2. And Perez did hit a 3-run home run. He left 2 balls at the left field wall. So we'll see if Barrios can keep his pitches off of Perez's barrel. 2 strikes. That's past Garver. And O'Hearn will go to second base. That might be a pass ball. It was high, but it is a pass ball charged to Mitch Garver.
We've seen this a few times with Mitch. This is one of the last things he needs to clean up a little bit. It's like he gets a little bit surprised by the velocity on a high fastball. You see him up there. He thinks he has it all the way, and the ball keeps sailing. Hits off the tip of his glove.
1-2. And a breaking ball, flip foul. Remember when we were in Kansas City right after the All-Star break. And Perez was talking about catching Barrios. And you may remember Barrios' breaking balls were all of them in the left-handed batter's box. None of them were close to being
in the All-Star game.
Right. And Perez went out and told him, said, hey, look, how come every time you pitch to me, your breaking balls are right on the corners of the strike zone? Now we get you in the All-Star game here. And trying to make light of the situation and get Barrios to calm down a little bit. And Perez fouls that pitch off himself. Still 1-2.
Well, if Barrios can throw his good breaking ball on the outside corner, outside part of the plate here, that 2 to 8 breaking ball on the outside part, he's going to get a swing and miss right here.
Blocked by
just
Garver.
a little bit too low and outside. It was close. But especially after going inside with that fastball and jamming Perez on the foul ball, he was set up for that breaking ball. That's what we were talking about a little bit last night. When you get a hitter, you get a situation where if you can throw this pitch, he's going to be out. You really need to be able to do that. Throw it right now. This is the pitch you need right now.
Fastball just outside. He's maintained 94, 95 mile per hour velocity here in the second inning. Something that was also an issue in his last 5 starts. Full count. First base open. And Jorge Bonifacio on deck. And a breaking ball walks him.
That was reminiscent of the All-Star game there, and he just gets a little amped and wants to make the perfect one and tends to overthrow it, or let his arm lag a little bit, and then the ball stays what they call arm side, outside or to a left-hander, inside to a right-hander. Well, you see right here, he gets out in front, overthrows.
So with runners at first and second, Bonifacio, who got 3 singles and a walk in the game last night, comes up. Strike, a fastball with the letters. Barrios has only got 10 ground ball double plays this year. Averaging more than a strikeout per inning pitched. And now inside 1-1. Royals have been swinging the bats well the last couple of weeks. They have something started here after the strikeout of Hunter Dozier, a single and a walk. 1-1 to Bonifacio. An awkward swing. Strike 2.
Awkward because of the movement. We see 2 pitchers now we're seeing tonight on the mound, Barrios and Lopez. Both with ball. Watch this ball dive hard inside.
That's wicked movement.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they're looking for. That's what they were working on in the bullpen 2 days ago. I think they found it.
And a breaking ball. And what we've seen now, the last 3 breaking balls haven't really been what Ron Coomer used to call competitive pitches.
Right. Right. They're not meaningful pitches. Would be the way that I would describe it.
The hitter's not going to offer at him when they're a ball coming out of his hand.
They see that pitch early because they recognize the spin that it's a breaking ball, and it's already outside, almost right out of his hand. You could just see that it's going to be outside.
There's a better one.
Yeah.
2 down.
That's the one. It's got to have more of the plate when it comes up there, and the term nowadays, and I heard LaTroy Hawkins use it, is strike to ball. What that means, it looks like right here, it looks like it's going to be a strike, and then it dips out of the strike zone below the bat. That's what you want with 2 strikes. The strike to ball.
And now Brian Goodwin. Down and away, ball 1.
Conversely, the one that you were talking about that's not competitive, or as I would call it, meaningful, it's because it went ball to ball. It started as a ball right away. The hitter could see it early on that it was going to be probably outside, and then since it's a breaking ball, it's even worse.
Change up missing low, and it's 2-0.
There's a good example of what Garvin Olsen and I were talking about behind the batting cage yesterday also. So there's a situation where he wanted to throw the first changeup of the night. 1-0 fastball situation. Perfect time to make a meaningful pitch, not a competitive pitch with a changeup, and wasn't able to do it. And that's where they wanted to say, okay, right now, make that pitch right there. Get back in the count with that changeup.
Fastball missing the outside corner. Barrios looked in like, where was that? 3-0. Number 9 hitter Herrera on deck. There are already 2 men on base. And he missed with 4 straight. Second walk of the inning. They're loaded up now for the designated hitter Rosell Herrera. Strikeout, a single, pair of walks, and a strikeout. Only 1 ball put in play, and it was O'Hearn's single off the fence and right.
So what we're seeing is, in a microcosm, who Jose Barrios is and what he needs to do to become a true ace, not only of this staff, but an ace in the sense of league-wide. And that is not lose command, not lose his mechanics, because that's what happens. He loses his legs or his upper body or whatever it is, and just can't find the strike zone with that good stuff that he has.
High fly center field. Cave hardly has to move. And the Royals load him up and leave him full. The score on a second for Barrios. Like this when we had to go inside. What a gorgeous day here at Target Field. And I know you as a player, you had you enjoyed playing there because you knew you had climate controlled temperatures and, and springy turf to hit on.
Yeah, the absence of any wind currents, you know, make the ball get in the seats pretty readily. That was fun.
Strike on the outside corner. Forsythe, Cave, and Garver in the second inning. Forsythe hitting cleanup again tonight. And a strike. 0-2.
So I'll say again, based on the stuff we've seen so far, it's not hard to see why the Brewers kept giving him a shot. Lopez coming up several times, as you mentioned, but also why the Royals would want him.
Tapper to third. Picked up by Dozier. And over to O'Hearn, 1 away. That'll bring up Jake Cave. Cave had a good ball game last night. Big RBI double, scored a couple of runs, 2 hits. Enters the game, as you see, with a .265 team batting average. And while that's not going to win a batting title or anything like that, It is 20 points higher than the team batting average. Twins coming into this game with a team batting average of 245. And over for a strike.
It also includes more and more bats against left-handed pitching. He's been out there virtually every day, even against left-handers, and to be hitting 265, doing the damage that he's doing, is impressive.
That is a fair ball. Nice job by O'Hearn behind the bag, and he beats Cave to first base. 2 down. A hot ground ball right over the bag, and O'Hearn turned it into an out. I'm wondering, last year the Twins as a team hit 260. So far this year they're hitting 245.
Ball down the line. O'Hearn has a backhand, stayed down with it.
And that'll bring up Mitch Garver. This weekend the Tigers are celebrating the anniversary of the '68 World Championship team, the 50th anniversary obviously of their World Championship team in 1968. So I've been reading up on that a lot. The team batting average, now remember 1968 was the year of the pitcher in both the American and National League. Denny McClain won 31 games that year for Detroit for a team that as a team hit 235. And they won the World Series with a team batting average of 235. Then they lowered the mound, they expanded, and suddenly a whole lot more runs were scored in 1969. 1-1 to Garver. And now 2-1.
Pretty good pitch there. That Tigers team had some guys who hit the ball out of the ballpark too, though. So
Kaline, Horton, Cash,
yep. Bill
McAuliffe, Freehand. That's drilled to right center field. But Bonifacio's there on the edge of the track to haul it in. A pair of 1, 2, 3 innings for Jorge Lopez. Second inning, but didn't score. Whit Merrifield will lead things off, and he has emerged as Kansas City's best hitter.
He's a 300 hitter, hits the ball all over the ballpark, has some doubles kind of power. Stolen 30 bases, tied for first in the American League. He's just a complete ball player. As Paul Malver said, he's a ball player. He's a complete player. And you can see what manager Ned Yost is strongly considering as a mainstay with his lineup. Merrifield leading off, hitting second. They're hoping that Mondesi can play shortstop, and those are the base stealers. Those are the so-called table setters that Ned Yost is envisioning. Mondesi has 8 steals. He's only got about 60-some at bats, I think.
Right.
And Merrifield with the 30 stolen bases.
1-1. to Merrifield. Sharp ground ball hit right to Maurer. Played perfectly. Merrifield retired. Went away. Mondesi will bat. The first baseball fans, and here is your chance to take home something truly unique. You can bid for a chance to win 33 autographed baseballs and a Field of Dreams case to display your new collection. Autographed baseballs include autographs from players like Mike Trout, Manny Machado, Albert Pujols, Pedro Martinez. And you can bid on a one-of-a-kind item like this at twinsbaseball.com/Field of Dreams. All proceeds from this auction go to the Sheridan Story, which is a food program that helps fight child hunger. What a neat item.
Really cool, but Harmon would be very disappointed in those autographs. I was trying to read them and I couldn't.
Oh, you actually saw the item? Yeah. The autographs. Oh, you did. 1-1 to Mondesi. Popped up left field. Grossman scampering in, still coming in, makes the catch out number 2. Berrios is hoping to do here in the 3rd inning what he saw, couldn't help but see Dallas Keuchel do after the 1st inning in Houston. The Twins had an inning much like Kansas City's 2nd inning in the 1st inning against Keuchel when they faced him. Walks and a hit and a threat, bases loaded, and Keuchel left them full and then got into another gear, got into a rhythm, and the Twins really didn't have a chance to score after that.
When a pitcher presents you with opportunities, or a team and a pitcher, via the walk, maybe it's an error, as happened last night, you have to cash those.
That's to left, and as long and as difficult as the 2nd inning was, the 3rd inning was a snap.
By T-Mobile, the Houston Astros are catching fire at the right time of year. This is Alex Bregman's 30th of the year, up and away over the Green Monster. Houston now 89-53. This would be a really cool preview, maybe a playoff matchup that everybody want to see. Houston against Boston, 2 of the best teams in baseball. Defending world champs against right now looks like the team to beat in the American League. Charlie Morton got the win, guys. Astros rolling 7 straight.
And Charlie Morton must have pitched well, and that's all the Astros need is him to come off the disabled list and pitch well and join Cole, Verlander, Keuchel, eventually McCullers. Wow, what a starting rotation Houston's got. Here's Kepler, 1-0, and now 2-0. In the 1st inning, Lopez had all sorts of control issues. He ran the count to 3 balls to all 3 batters, but he retired them all. In the 2nd inning, he threw strikes and had a quicker 1-2-3 inning. Now it's 3-0 to Kepler. Will be followed by Grossman and then Adrianza.
So you got 3-0. you've seen his fastball. Take a really good look at it. You'll be taken here. Get ready. Okay, now you're ready. You know exactly where that fastball is, what the speed is. Look for that exact pitch right where you want it at that speed and drive it somewhere.
Thought it was ball 4. Instead, it's strike 2.
Pretty great pitch, 3-1. Get back in the count by Lopez right there. I thought maybe that might be one of the spots down and in there that Max most likes the ball, but he chose, he wasn't thinking that was his pitch.
That might be fly ball to right. Nope. Off the end of the bat, and the first out of the 3rd inning. And that'll bring up Grossman. So Lopez comes all the way back from 3-0 to get Kepler. He's retired all 7 batters.
We talked about when a pitcher gives you a chance to score, have a big inning by walking people, and you have to cash in. As a hitter individually, you have to cash in on counts too. And when you get 2-0 and 3-1, you've got to cash in on those. Those are that's when you get pitches to hit, and you got to hit them.
Breaking ball to Grossman for strike 1. Popped foul, 2 strikes. Royals are obviously rebuilding the team and the pitching staff. 38% of their innings this year have been pitched by rookies like Lopez. 38% of the innings. Breaking ball tapped weakly to Merrifield. 2 down. And that'll bring up A-Ray Adrianza, who's enjoyed hitting against the Royals.
He's had a good season series against the Kansas City Royals. Hit from both sides of the plate. He's done a nice job as a utility infielder this year. Switch hitter. He's driven in some big runs. Can play all over the infield.
I think since he's come over to the Twins, he's proven to be a better hitter than he was expected to be. At 265 last year, he's hitting 251 this year.
He's worked very, very hard at it. He works all the time in the cage underneath. There's not only here at Target Field, but also on the road. I've watched him with hitting coach Rudy Hernandez many, many times. Works very hard.
Inside 2-1. Hit 2 home runs last year. He's hit 6 this year.
They've had him really, ever since last year, they've had him really try to get his legs involved in his swing, really get more leg drive, and it's has paid off with some power that was unexpected.
Goodwin calls for it, makes the catch, and a perfect first trip through the order for Jorge Lopez.
the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here.
No score as we head to the 4th inning. An encouraging outing so far for Jose Barrios. He'll face the middle of the Kansas City lineup. Dozier, O'Hearn, and Perez. Giving up just 1 hit. He has walked a pair. That all came in the 2nd inning, but he held the Royals away from home plate. Outside, ball 1. Twins leading the season series 7-6, but 6 of those wins have come here at Target Field. Fly ball right field. Trotting in is Kepler. And another quick out. He only threw 7 pitches in his 1-2-3 third inning. And now O'Hearn. O'Hearn lined a single off the wall in right with 1 out in the 2nd. Then there were a couple of walks, but the Royals left the bases full. Rios wants a different baseball. Strike at the knees.
Good pitch right there. The sinking fastball at 93 on the corner. That's when you know your mechanics are good. When you throw that sinker and it stays on the plate, stays there in the strike zone, on the outside part of it doesn't leak off, then you're doing things the way his pitching coach wants him to do it.
Side to the backstop. When I'm on the road, and I know you do the same thing too, when you're on the road traveling with the Twins, spend some time in the fitness center, and it's common to see Barrios in the gym, and shall we say his workout is different than yours and mine? I asked him in Houston because he was doing all this elaborate stretching. The ball line caught by Polanco. A bullet headed for center field, but Polanco cut it off 2 away. Ho hum.
This was a bullet, and Polanco stayed with it. It had some sink as it got to him, as it got to his glove, and he had to stay with it. Good play.
2 down, and now Perez, who coaxed a walk in the 2nd inning. Anyway, I asked Barrios whether any of this elaborate stretching that he was doing was yoga, and he said no, yoga, just stretching. But he's got, and he varies it over the course of a week or in between starts, and you needn't worry too much about him in his physical conditioning, because he conditions himself probably harder than anybody the Twins have had here in quite some time.
Well, I think that might be true, and when I've been in the gym at the same time that he is, what I've noticed is that the amount of leg strength and balance kinds of exercises that he does, and his legs are incredibly strong as a result of and I'm not talking about him doing squatting 400 pounds
leg presses or anything.
It's not that. It's all body weight movements and deeper knee bends on one leg and duck walking kinds of things with a little bit of rubber band or weight or whatever. And when he made that play covering first base in the 1st inning.
Up the middle, tough hop. Oh, Forsythe stayed with it and threw him out. Ball hit the mound, and of course a little extra top spin on the other end. Forsythe made a fine play, and it's another 1-2-3 inning. 2.5 innings. 5 of them have been 1, 2, 3 innings.
Both pitchers with very good stuff tonight, and for the most part throwing strikes. Jorge Lopez has had a little trouble getting behind hitters, but he's had the stuff to be able to come back and get them. Got some defense behind him, as has Jose Barrios, and we're clicking right along here in a scoreless game. Very well pitched so far.
See if the Twins have better at bats against Lopez. Second time through the order. 9 up, 9 down. Bauer on a 3-1 pitch, tapped out to short to start the Twins half of the first inning. And the first pitch strike. 43 pitches for Lopez, 26 strikes. Change up on the outside corner.
Yeah, and a good one.
0-2. Again, Lopez is coming off probably his best major league performance. 7 innings, 1 earned run allowed against the Orioles. About 4 feet in front of the plate. You can see on the side of the Royals caps that they are honoring their 50th year of baseball. They were part of that expansion in 1969. The Royals came into play. So too did the Seattle Pilots, who moved to Milwaukee. 1-2. And now 2-2. The A's had left a couple years earlier for Oakland. Changeup got him. Swing and a miss. 10 up, 10 down for Jorge Lopez. Next Tuesday, before the Twins battle the Yankees, Fox Sports North will give you an all-access pass to Twins batting practice with an hour-long special edition of Twins Live. There'll be live player interviews, insight, and analysis from Roy Smalley and Justin Morneau. Katie Emmer will also be there taking questions from fans on social media. You can join us live on Tuesday, 4:30, for your exclusive access as the Twins prepare for the game. Here is Jorge Polanco. Hit a fly ball to left his first time up. Taken low and in, ball 1. Two and oh count. Drive to right. Bonifacio makes a leaping catch on the edge of the track. A late break back, but he got there to make the catch. 2 away.
It went after it badly, but belatedly, but then recovered and made a very nice over-the-shoulder catch. Polanco drills this ball on a line. You see that Bonifacio misjudged. He started in and then had to turn around, make a leaping over-the-shoulder catch, and was able to do it.
And now Rosario, who popped up short center field, caught by Merrifield to end the Twins' first inning. And there's another first pitch strike. Fly ball right center field. Bonifacio wants it. What a night so far for Jorge Lopez with 4 perfect innings. fans enjoying an autumn evening at the ballpark. Having a great time. I've told our viewing audiences many times, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about it. I just love sometimes once a homestand just walking around the concourse and seeing the little kids and how excited they are to be here. Can flash back to how excited I was the first time I went to Metropolitan Stadium. 1 strike. The leadoff man here in the 5th, Jorge Bonifacio. I think your first game was at Dodger Stadium, I would imagine, or right? First major league game you saw?
Well, I mean, I saw some major league games as a little guy when my dad played.
Oh, that's right. Your dad was still playing. All right.
Yeah. But I don't remember them like I remember Dodger Stadium.
On the outside corner, 1-2 to Bonifacio. He struck out with 2 men aboard in the 2nd inning. Barrios with 3 strikeouts so far. Tapper to short. Polanco scoops. Rifles his throw to Bauer. 1 away. The VP brighter picture for tonight in a scoreless duel. 11 wins on the year, and 7 of them against the American League Central. You heard in the pregame show that Robbie Grossman saying, you know, we played pretty well against the Central, and they have for the most part played the Indians to a draw. But Barrios has 7 wins. 7 of his 11 wins have been against the teams within the division. That's nice to see. Here's Goodwin. Shaving the outside corner.
Well, I have to tell you, with his stuff, he should dominate the lesser teams. I mean, there's got to be 10 wins a year that he would get, to my way of thinking, minimum against the lesser teams. He just has too good of stuff not to do that.
Fouled back.
So the next step for Jose Barrios will be, as I mentioned before, it's the maintaining of the consistent mechanics so that he can throw the ball where he wants to throw it, so he doesn't walk people. As soon as he has a stretch, a season where he's walking one guy every 4 or 5 innings instead of 2 or 3, then he's going to win 18 or 20 games.
You're asking him to basically become Corey Kluber, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
don't walk people, don't give up many hits, and the wins will pile.
Right. He's got too good of stuff for guys to hit their way to a lot of runs without the benefit of some walks. You just can't, against that stuff, you just can't get enough hits. And so it really is a question of him finding the mechanics, the consistency in the mechanics, so he's got command of the 3 pitches. And once he has that, once he has command of all 3 pitches pretty consistently for a full season, then you'll see a Kluber kind of performance for a season.
Inside, and now 3-2. Well, it breaks down this way. He's made 10 prior starts against American League Central teams, 3 against Chicago, 3 against Cleveland, 2 each prior to tonight against Kansas City and Detroit, and then he's been undefeated. He's been undefeated against teams that have seen him second and maybe even a 3rd time. A breaking ball inside, and Goodwin almost stepped into the pitch. He did strike out for out number 2. Ooh.
That's a big, long, biting break right there that just totally confused Goodwin. See how that ball, look at that ball move.
And a first pitch strike to Herrera. Barrios now has set down 9 men in a row. Pitch count good, just 70 on the night. Bullet back to his glove, and he makes the play. Woo. A rocket knocked down by the pitcher, and we got a pitcher's duel here tonight. Lopez has had 4 out of 4 1-2-3 innings. Our Sanford Health Injury Report. Chris Sale's coming back. Will be limited to 40 pitches on Tuesday as the Red Sox want to build him up for what they hope will be a better October than he had last year. Here's Forsythe, and I will make a prediction to you that if the Twins get a base runner, they will score.
All right.
But they have yet to get a base runner. Forsythe, Cave, and Garver will hit here in the 5th. And now 2-0. At times, Lopez's control has blinked on and off, and when it's been off to a handful of 3-ball counts, but he hasn't walked anybody. There's a strike on the outside corner. Forsythe tapped to third his first time up. Again, this is a guy who, coming into the game for Milwaukee and Kansas City, had 21 walks in just over 40 innings. 3-1. Lopez snaps the return throw back from Perez. Not how he wanted to start the inning, with another 3-ball count. Cave on deck. Liner to the second baseman. Merrifield positioned well, catches the line drive, 1 away.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
13 up, 13 down.
That's a great example right there of the shifting that's going on now. That in days before that was started, there's no way that the second baseman would have been playing Logan Forsythe there.
Ball 1 in the dirt.
He's just not the kind of hitter where you'd say, okay, we're going to play the second baseman right behind second base. For Logan Forsythe, he just wouldn't do it. And there's a base hit gone.
Especially since we've seen Forsythe get base hits to the right side so frequently. Cave to the gap in left center, chased by Gordon, and he'll get there. Goes into a slide and a couple of line drive outs, and Lopez is still perfect with 2 outs here in the 5th. 3 of the last 4 outs have been line drive outs.
This is the wrong guy. Hit it somewhere else, because this guy right here is going to run it down.
Going into a slide, and all the sunflower seed shells pop up. 2 down, and now Garver, who lined out to right his first time up. So yeah, there have been some well hit balls, some nice plays by the Kansas City defense. And Garver takes outside, ball 1. Quick tempo by Lopez. Popped up, and O'Hearn near the railing has a play. 5 perfect innings for rookie Jorge Lopez.
presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Beautiful night and a heck of a pitcher's duel. Only one hit in the game. Berríos has had 5 innings on the mound. He's had 4 1-2-3 innings. He left the bases loaded. Twins have yet to get a base runner against Kansas City starter Jorge Lopez. And it's Whit Merrifield leading off the 6th. And there is strike 1. Just to look back at Berríos' last 5 starts, he's yet to get an out in the 6th inning. His longest starts have been 5 innings. And that he's done just twice in his last 5 starts. A much improved Berríos here tonight. Bunt attempt, and it's strike 2. Like he wanted to bunt the fastball, and instead he got the breaking ball.
So many times, guy makes up his mind he wants to bunt, and then he'll bunt whatever pitch comes up there.
Liner to Adrianza. Been some rockets hit all over here, but hard time finding any landing spot for the line drives. Merrifield is retired. 2019 season tickets are on sale now. Season ticket holders get the best seats at the best price and automatically become part of the Sweet Spot rewards and benefits program. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets or by calling 800-33-TWINS. And Alberto Mondesi, a couple of outfield flies. He squares to bunt. And Berríos from his knees throws. And offline, it's a bunt hit for Mondesi. Couldn't get much on the throw as he went down to his knees.
That's a beautiful bunt by Mondesi with that kind of speed. But watch this play. What an athletic play that is. You won't see any shortstop or second baseman make a more athletic play. To his knees and then throw as he's leaping off his knees and falling face forward. We talked about his workout routine and how strong his legs are. And I started to say a couple innings ago when he made that play in the 1st inning when he had to field an awkward throw or field a low throw awkwardly, but his legs are so strong, and to your point about his stretching, so limber and lithe. He's just a terrific athlete on the mound.
Throw to first as Roy identified Mondesi, another base stealing threat for the Royals. Missing the inside corner.
Boy, that's a pitch and a call right there, a missed call that really aggravates me. It's catcher sets up on the outside part of the plate, and the pitcher throws a strike on the inside part of the plate, and the whole ball's on the plate there. And because the catcher backhand had to reach back across the plate, it was called a ball.
There goes Mondesi, an off-speed pitch, and there will be no throw. Stolen base. And the Royals have a runner in scoring position with one away. 19th steal for Mondesi in 23 tries.
Not a fantastic jump, but with his speed good enough. Then he got a breaking ball, and by the time it got to Garver, even if Garver had been able to come flying out of there the way catchers like to do and catch and throw in a hurry, Mondesi was going to have that base.
And now 2-0 to Gordon. Foul back, 2-1. Royals got a 1-out single followed by a couple of walks in the 2nd. But Berríos left the bases full. The Royals like to steal 3rd too, so Berríos needs to keep an eye on Mondesi. Tap foul. I mentioned it, I think, when I was working with you in Cleveland, and I was only half joking. With the shifts that we see where there's a middle infielder more often than not, it seems, in the vicinity of second base, why not just have him play like a first baseman and hold the runner on? I can see teams trying that anyway. What have you lost
if you have Polanco in this case just moving in a little bit and playing second base like a first baseman?
Well, I'm going to answer that with a question for you in a second.
All right. Deep to right down the line, but foul.
So how about if the second baseman just plays in halfway here with a runner on second base in his regular position, but he doesn't play back there on the grass. He plays in close to the infield grass. You'd say no, he's giving up too much room, right? Well, you got to knock the ball down. There's a runner on second base. You have to be able to play deeper and knock the ball down. So that's why you wouldn't give up that much space to have the shortstop come all the way into the second base bag.
Fouled away the other way, but you're talking about 30 feet, and I'm talking about 8 feet. Just have the shortstop. Polanco's 8-10 feet away from the second base bag.
I'm just saying you would never give up. See where he's playing, where Polanco's playing right now. He'll creep in behind Mondesi and try to hold him close, try to suggest to Mondesi he's in the vicinity, but then he'll back up and get ready to play to knock the ball down if it's going through the outfield. You're going to be more concerned about a base hit going through the infield than you are about what you could do to hold a guy on and prevent him from going to third.
2-2. And strike 3. Breaking ball, getting Gordon 2 away.
Great pitch right there. He got away with a hanging breaking ball that Gordon hit a home run, but was just foul. But then he came back and threw a great one. This is right here is the opposite. Ball to strike. Looked like it was going to be way outside. Broke back over the plate. And that one's a tough one for the hitter. He starts way outside, comes back, and it messes up your swing. That's a great 2-strike pitch. A big strikeout of the left-hander, because Berríos stuff should get this right-hander out. If he pitches him tough, he'll get Dozier out.
Struck him out in the second. Dozier flied out in the fourth. Missing ball 1.
Can't be leaving it hanging in there. He's got to make better pitches than that. But his good stuff is better than Hunter Dozier's swing right now. But it's got to be the good stuff.
One and 0. And now 2-0.
This is the guy he wants with O'Hearn on deck. O'Hearn has had 2 very good at bats against Berríos. Looks like he's seen him pretty well. He hit a bullet down the right field line that Kepler made a good play to keep him up to a single, and then lined out to Polanco a second time up. So you want to get this guy.
There's a breaking ball in for a strike. Pitch count up to 85.
Good curveball there, and a fastball count froze Dozier.
Running to third, swung on and missed a foul tip. And Mondesi has swiped second and third base. And a count to the batter now, 2-2. See if Berríos goes from the windup or the stretch. Two steals, and he stole both bases standing up. Garber was unable to get a grip on a throw. Two and 2 to Dozier. Poked down the right field line into the seats. Another 2-2 to Hunter Dozier. breaking ball hit to left, and the Royals get the game's first run. Dozier rounding first, and he'll hold up with an RBI single, and it's 1-0 Kansas City. Bunt single, couple of stolen bases, a base hit, and the Royals are on the board.
So you'll see this one with a lot of the plate. He's seen a lot of breaking balls. As a matter of fact, I think he's seen 3 or 4 of them in a row. So when that one stayed higher and more of the plate, it just wasn't a pitch that was going to fool him. The other thing, and I understand where Berrios is coming from here, but he does tend to really fall in love with his curveball a lot. He's got a good fastball, and I think he and Mitch Garver forget about using that enough to set up the strikeout curveball.
O'Hearn, as Roy said, had 2 good at bats against Berrios. Fastball missing inside, a line drive single off the wall and right. And he lined out to Polanco behind the second base bag. Both Dozier and O'Hearn came into this series as Kansas City's hottest hitters. Follow back 1-1. And Dozier here in the 6th. Finally, he's broken the ice with an RBI single. And now O'Hearn. Talking last night about the value of the stolen base. And if Berrios gets O'Hearn here, it'll be 2 stolen bases that were responsible for the Kansas City run.
And I guess it's okay to steal third with 2 out with your cleanup hitter up. I don't like it so much. I mean, I don't know what you gain. I mean, you score on a pass ball or an error or something, but I mean, you got your cleanup hitter up there with 2 out and a runner in scoring position. I don't know that the stolen base was all that necessary.
Flips the corner. 1-2.
And you figure that a base hit, that same base hit to left field with a runner on second base and 2 out, he's going to score as well. So I can see with 1 out for sure.
Did that in his earlier at bat. I think the 4th inning at bat. He threw it down around his ankles. 2-2. And that one hit him. Breaking ball inside, got him on the leg, and there'll be runners at first and second with 2 down. That'll bring up Perez, who's walked and grounded out.
Just another overthrown breaking ball, and he can't get away from it. It just keeps zeroing in on that protected pad on his leg. It looked like he hit it right above it.
Berrios struggling to get the 3rd out here in the 6th inning.
Garvin Olson out to say, hey, remember how good you were in the bullpen 2 days ago when we were talking about this little change in mechanics. Let's get back to that. See Garvin nodding there. They're talking about what pitch sequence, what he ought to be focusing on here to this next hitter.
Perez now 4 for 20 against Berrios. 1 home run and 2 near home runs last night.
Well, he's ever ready for that fastball right there, middle of the plate in. He's going to be looking to do exactly that, which doesn't mean that you can't throw him fastballs, but you have to make good pitches. He's a dangerous hitter, but he's doubly dangerous here at Target Field.
And he's done that a lot to Perez. First pitch breaking balls for strikes.
Like I say, Perez is up there to hit the fastball first and foremost. He's a first ball fastball. Well, he's an every pitch fastball hitter, but he's certainly on the first pitch.
Polanco, or Forsythe rather, with a nice pickup going to his left. And he retires Perez. The Royals get one, but leave two.
The ageless wonder, Adrian Beltre, at age 39, not once, but twice. Career home runs 473, and here, 474. Now alone in 32nd place all-time with those 474 home runs. One behind the greats, Stan Musial and Willie Stargell, who have 475. Texas did lose that game. Oakland won at 8-6, but Adrian Beltre, guys, going deep twice.
I sure hope he comes back and plays one more year, because I enjoy watching him play. Barrios is done. 3 hits, 1 run. The run didn't score until the 6th. And for the first time in 5 weeks, he's gotten it out, in, and completed 6 innings. So if the Twins can get the run back, Kepler will lead things off. 15 up, 15 down for Jorge Lopez. Kepler hit a fly ball to right his first time up.
Lopez has been very impressive through 5 innings. Obviously, no hits, no walks.
Takes a strike, 1-1.
That's been an equalizer right there. The little breaking ball. It's pretty quick little break that he's been able to throw in good spots, and then he follows that up with a good moving fastball. That one right there.
Strike 2, 1-2. Look at the pitch count. And yeah, this will be number 65, and he's gotten 15 outs.
And he's gotten a lot of 3-ball counts. So other than those, he's been incredibly efficient.
2-2. Well, we mentioned last night, you predicted it actually, Polanco's leadoff bunt single, and it opened up a 4-run inning for the Twins. And now here tonight, a bunt single, a couple of stolen bases, and a line drive single. And that's the only run of the game so far. Kepler out in front of the changeup. And strikes out, 1 away.
It's a slow curveball that he's dropping in there. He's had 3 very effective pitches. The fastball is moving a lot. This little dewdrop curveball has been just great arm action. Nice rotation, straight down, and slow, 81 miles an hour. So it's like a changeup curveball, and then the changeup moves away like the fastball does.
To short right. Coming in a few steps is Bonifacio. 17 up, 17 down. Bring up Adrianza. Twins off-season baseball camps are back and presented by select Heartland Chevy dealers. Camps provide players an opportunity to continue developing their skills, as well as preparing for tryouts and the start of a new season. Included are 5 to 10 hours of instruction addressing general baseball skills, taught by an experienced staff of dedicated instructors. Find out more at twinsbaseball.com/training. Here is Adrianza. Inside corner, strike one, and Adrianzo looks away and walks away. It's easier to pitch with a nice tempo when you're pitching 1, 2, 3 innings, one right after the other, but that's Lopez, and now he's shaking off Perez.
That was a fake shake.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was a before he even put a sign down. He said, "Here, shake. We're gonna try to mess with his mind a little bit."
It's to left center, fairly deep. Gordon chasing it. So is Goodwin. That ball is caught by Gordon on a warning track. 6 perfect innings for Jorge Lopez. Pitcher battling it out here tonight.
Both pitchers pitched exceedingly well. Barrios really got himself on track, much better than his last 5 starts. But in the 6th inning, a bunt by that man right there, Mondesi, a couple of stolen bases and a base hit by Dozier, plated 1 run. In the meantime, Jorge Lopez working on a no-hitter, 18 up and 18 down in 6 innings.
Now Tyler Duffy will relieve Jose Barrios with the Twins down 1-0. He'll face the bottom third of the Kansas City lineup: Bonifacio, Goodwin, and Herrera. Barrios with his best start in his last 6 starts, but yet he can't win the ball game, giving up just 1 run. Swung on and missed. Bonifacio with a strikeout and a ground out. Drilled to the left field corner and a fair ball. Bonifacio rounding first. He's got a double with Grossman retrieving the ball. It's a leadoff double here in the 7th. Brian Goodwin will bat. Will he be asked to bunt? When the Royals went to the World Series in back-to-back years, 2014, 2015, they hit some home runs, but they knew they had to play small ball and put the ball in play, run the bases well to beat the other guys, and they did it exceedingly well. Here's a situation where I don't know enough about Goodwin to know whether he can bunt, but they've got the first run of the game and a great chance to maybe add another run. There's a pitch outside with Goodwin squaring to bunt.
Well, I was going to say that at the very least, he's been told, you get that runner over to third. I don't care how you do it. Ned Yost is saying, if you want to try to pull the ball over there, fine. But if you're not comfortable doing that, then you better bunt, because I want the guy on third base.
Tickling the outside corner with a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Another breaking ball, tap foul, 1-2. First time either team has had their leadoff man on. Bonifacio takes his lead from second. Got him with a breaking ball. Big strikeout. Good one's the first out of the inning. He has walked and struck out twice now. And that'll bring up Herrera. Replay coming up, brought to you by Carrier.
Well, after Goodwin swung at that one that almost hit him off of Rios, the breaking ball. In addition to the scouting report, I imagine there's a pretty good chance he was going to get Duffy curveballs.
Herrera with a fly to center. And a line drive headed up the middle, but Barrios knocked it down and threw him out. On the outside corner, another breaking ball. Down and in, 1-1. Vasquez getting loose in the event the left-handed batter Gordon comes up, or perhaps he'll turn Mondesi around if he comes up this inning. Just missed up and in. Pick off to second. Getting back easily is Bonifacio. Count now 3-1. Merrifield on deck. Three and one to the number 9 batter. Breaking ball tapped weakly to the mound, and Duffy doesn't even look to the runner at second. He would not have thrown there, but he could have gotten him to shuffle back toward second base, and he didn't do that. And with the throw that resulted, Bonifacio is safe at third and presumably not hurt. 2 down. Are you game for a little excitement? Head to foxsportsnorth.com, submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during our broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets with the Minnesota Lottery. Every day is game day. Runner at third now with 2 down, and Merrifield will bat 0 for 3. Lined out to third his last time up. In front of the breaking ball, tap foul, 1 strike.
Merrifield right there with that motion with his right arm back toward the pitcher. He hit back through the ball, pulled off of that one. Back through it, back through it. That's what he was telling himself.
Fastball down and away. We've seen Duffy come back to the Twins here in September with a little more velocity, 94, 95 with the fastball. Breaking ball, and that'll die in center field for a base hit. And Bonifacio getting third base. Probably would have scored on that anyway if he were at second base, but now it's 2-0. Kansas City. Leadoff double leads to a run. And that'll bring up Mondesi.
Well, Merrifield evidently listened to himself, had listened to the admonishment he was giving himself about hitting back through it. Good curveball by Duffy, and Merrifield, because he didn't pull off of it, got just enough of it, got it off the end of the bat. but he did keep his body and his hands moving more towards center field, so it enabled him to get just enough to dump that ball into center.
Mondesi, a bunt single, 2 stolen bases, later scored the first run of the game. That ground ball pulled foul. 1 strike. Royals only have 5 hits, but they picked up 4 of them in the last 9 plate appearances. And consequently, a couple of runs on the board. Very high and away. 1-1. Speed pitch and a swing and a miss, 1-2. Merrifield drove in the second run, leading the league in steals with 2 strikes. Pretty good bet he might go here. Not on this pitch. Pitch missing inside. Must have gone through it an awful lot. You had Carew hitting ahead of you many times and a base stealing threat. It does change things when you're a hitter and the other team is conscious of trying to give his catcher a chance to throw a batter out by throwing more fastballs. 2-2. Now 3-2.
Well, it changes the complexion of the game within a game with a hitter and the pitcher and the catcher, where you have a base stealer on first base. There's no question about it. Jack Morris talked about it yesterday in our pregame show about what it does with the pitcher's mindset and how it changes things for him.
Merrifield goes, and the pitch hooked into the corner. This is going to be a tough challenge for Kepler to retrieve it in time, and he won't be able to. It's a double for Mondesi and a 3-0 Kansas City lead. Mondesi with the bunt single that led to the first run. Now an RBI double to drive in the 3rd run. And that'll be the end of the night for Tyler Duffy.
Yeah, just a hanging curveball right in the middle of the plate. Mondesi smoked it down the right field line. With Merrifield, as well as he runs off with the pitch, no chance, especially when the ball gets stuck out there. There was going to be no chance for play at the plate.
Duffy faces 5 men, gives up 3 hits and a couple of runs, and Kansas City pushes the lead out to 3-0. Minnesota Wild night here at Target Field. A limited number of Wild theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a Twins Wild co-branded stocking cap. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/wild or call 800-33-TWINS. Andrew Vasquez brought in to try to get Alex Gordon and keep this a 3-0 ball game.
Young man who's made a rapid rise through the Twins minor league system. Comes into the big leagues reputed to have a very good slider and a strikeout slider, and we've seen glimpses of it. Up there to get Alex Gordon with that slider.
And he misses with a fastball down and away. Vasquez committed a couple of errors in his debut. Faced two batters, walked one, got the other one out in Houston.
There's the big breaking ball.
1-1.
It's almost, the break is almost too big to be called a slider. You can't call it a curveball. It's just a big breaking something. It just keeps going away from left-handers.
It's poked to left, chased by Grossman. He won't get there, feeling it on a hop. And off the end of the bat, Alex Gordon singles in another run, and it's 4-0.
Pretty good at bat right there by the veteran Alex Gordon. Not trying to pull the ball. Big breaking ball. You'll see it breaking away from him. He just waits and waits and waits and waits and pokes it out to left field. Didn't hit it well, but he was aiming in the right direction, and that got him the base hit, much like Merrifield's little dunker.
3 runs for the Royals in the 7th. All 3 runs charged to Duffy, and now Vasquez responsible for Gordon at first, and he'll pitch to Hunter Dozier. So first a single run in the 6th, now 3 in the 7th. And all the while, Lopez sitting in the dugout, itching to get back out on the mound, I'm sure. Fouled away, 1-1.
A lot of thoughts got to be zinging around that young man's brain.
People are laughing with him, causing him to laugh, trying to break the tension. One and one to Dozier. And now 1-2. Yeah, this isn't just a no-hit bid. He's been perfect through 6 innings.
I think it's really funny. Nobody's saying anything about the fact that there's a no-hitter or a perfect game at this point. That there's the old superstition, and just you don't say it. It's
when you're in the dugout as a player, right?
Oh gosh, no. So you just sit there with the big gorilla on the bench.
for Kansas City starting pitcher, former Brewer, Jorge Lopez. Been some good defense behind him. Bonifacio with a nice play. There's been some line drives hit. Hot ground ball up the line that O'Hearn made a nice play on. But nevertheless, 6 perfect innings, 2 perfect trips through the Twins batting order, and now the start for the fateful third. And Mauer takes strike 1. Now, what I was getting at as the Royals made the last out at the top of this inning, the superstition of not mentioning a baseball no-hitter or perfect game ends when you leave the dugout, right? You don't believe it carries over into the broadcast booth.
No, I don't believe that.
Okay, good.
We can affect anything that goes on the field.
Okay. Otherwise, we wouldn't have lost 103 ball games 2 years ago, right?
Exactly.
Mauer has hit a ground ball to short and struck out swinging.
I don't believe you can throw a perfect game against a team that has Joe Mauer in the lineup. I just don't believe it.
Tap to the right side. Easy play for Merrifield. 1 away.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Twins have had 5 no-hitters thrown against them and 2 perfect games. Catfish Hunter did it to the Twins in 1968 in Oakland. David Wells threw a perfect game against the Twins 30 years later at Yankee Stadium. There's Polanco. He lined out to right, nearly hit it over the head of Bonifacio his last time up. And a ball.
Well, as happens in games like this, there are some big defensive plays. Gordon's made 2 of them. Bonifacio made 1.
Strike on the outside corner. I have 4 lineouts in my score sheet.
Yep.
And then the hot ground ball that O'Hearn made a nice play on. Outside, 2-1. The 3 runs for the Royals, I think, important because in a 1-0 ball game, the bunt would still be in play, but probably not now at 4-0. Hook foul.
I will also tell you something else going on right here is the defense behind Lopez. Every individual player, the stomach getting more and more butterflies. The things that inside are tightening up. It is a nerve-wracking activity playing behind a guy going for this.
Gonna be a tough play for Mondesi, and by a step he got Polanco 2 down. Polanco nearly beat out the Twins' first hit against Lopez. 2 down in the 7th.
Some kind of good play by the shortstop. He knows that Polanco can run. He's got to charge the ball like crazy. It's do or die to catch it and then fire it over there. You just have to hope the hop is good because you have to get after it in a hurry. And then a strong throw off balance just gets Polanco. Terrific play.
2 down, and now Rosario. A pop to second and a fly to right. Outside. Conversely, the Twins have thrown 5 no-hitters. And the closest they had to a perfect game was Jack Kralich's no-hitter in 1962. Popped up. Chasing it is Dozier near the tarp, but it is out of play. And the count is 1-1. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Hasn't been much exit velocity against Lopez here tonight. You can see the spray chart for Rosario, and it's spread out more evenly than you might think. These are on balls hit less than 200 feet. We know he's got power at all fields. And yet the Royals swing their shortstop Mondesi over to the right side of second base. 1-1. And another foul. Rosario got 2 hits last night, including a home run.
It's been interesting to me that the Twins hitters have not had great swings up and down the lineup against Lopez's fastball. It's not like he's throwing 98, but they just have not had aggressive swings against the fastball.
All the way.
Here's where it'd be hard to know where to play Rosario. With 2 strikes, he's liable to hit it anywhere.
Another foul. The designated no-hitter breakup guy for the Twins is Mauer. 3 times in the 9th inning he's broken up a no-hitter, but unless the Twins get a base runner, he's done for the night.
Right.
And Rosario keeps flipping 2-strike fouls. Ball hit sharply right to O'Hearn. What a night for Jorge Lopez. 7 perfect innings.
Studio Sports Update. 2 letters, 1 great manager. TK, Tom Kelly, had his number 10 retired by the Twins on this date 6 years ago. TK's the all-time Twins leader in managerial wins with over 1,100, and his teams went 16-8 en route to 2 World Series titles.
Not a bad way to break in as a big league manager. Your first full year, you win the World Series. It is 4-0 Kansas City. The Royals are hitting here in the top of the 8th, but the big story will be in the bottom of the 8th when the Twins try to get their first base runner of the night against Jorge Lopez. Inside a ball, and it's 1-1. O'Hearn with a single, a line out. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning, which was Berrios' last inning. Sure, fans used to get to this point of the game if they were at the game and they go, hey, we got to protect that ticket. This could be a historic ticket. Well, now most tickets you just print them out at home. You don't even get the real
right.
hard stock ticket anymore. Yeah, it might be on your phone. How do you preserve that? Two and 2 to O'Hearn. Perez and Bonifacio will follow. Still 2 and 2. Royals have only had 4 no-hitters. They've never had a perfect game. Brett Saberhagen Most recently back in 1991, Steve Busby with 2 of them. In 73 and 74, Jim Colburn had the other one. Out a piece, stayed alive. It's 2-2.
Steve Busby, fellow USC Trojan. Terrific guy.
Used to see Buzz down in Texas all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, doesn't do the telecasts anymore. Lifted to left, playable for Grossman. 1 away. And we'll bring up Perez. MLB at bat is your #1 Twins app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Twins home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at bat today. Vasquez gets a couple of outs. And now the Twins will bring in John Curtis to pitch to Salvador Perez. One out here in the 8th, and now John Curtis will try to get the Twins off the field, get to the bat rack where they hope to do some damage. Curtis coming in for the 4th time this year. Facing Perez, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch to right field, right at Kepler, 2 away. Pretty well hit ball for the 2nd out, and now Bonifacio. Curtis last year made it all the way to the big leagues, starting the season at Double-A Chattanooga. They just overwhelmed the batters at Double-A. 25 innings, only 12 hits. And then fairly dominant again at Triple-A Rochester. Fastball on the outside corner, a strike. And this year, of course, he spent most of the year in Rochester.
We see 95 in this year so far. Last year he came up, he was throwing a little bit harder than that on occasion.
Check swing with a strike. And it's 1-2. John Lipka formally making the call.
Twins trying to see if the 95-mile-an-hour fastball and that good little slider that Curtis just showed there will play ultimately late in the game, late innings.
Rochester's closer this year, 96, but up, and it's 2-2. now 3-2. Curtis has gotten rid of a big leg kick, trying to be a little more compact in his delivery, hoping to tighten up his control. See if he can get the job done here to Bonifacio. Breaking ball, got him.
And a good one.
A 1-2-3 top of the 8th. We'll see if the Twins can break the ice against Jorge Lopez.
Presented by CenturyLink. You never know what you'll get when you come to the ballpark or watch baseball. The story, we'll break it all down in the postgame. Jorge Lopez, perfect through 7. We'll see how that plays out. Overshadowing a nice performance by Jose Barrios. And we'll hear from the manager, guys, Paul Molitor, on what he saw from the dugout. Stage is set. Center stage for Jorge Lopez. Take it away.
Here's Logan Forsythe to lead off the 8th, down and away, ball 1. Last time up, Forsythe lined out near second base, but Merrifield, the second baseman, made a nice play to catch it. Their bent line drives, pretty well hit balls that have all been caught. Twins have yet to get a base runner through 7. 2-0.
Good take there by Forsythe. Pretty good breaking ball. Great 2-strike pitch right there, but 1-0 was a good pitch for Forsythe to lay off.
And now a strike. Pitch count so good for Lopez. 86 on the night.
And with a 4-run lead, he just doesn't have a care in the world other than trying to execute each pitch one at a time.
Strike on the outside corner.
And he's gotten a little help, which is always nice. Tough pitch right here. It looked like it was outside.
2-2. Slowly hit. Mondesi charges, fires, got him by a step, 1 away. The play that Mondesi made in the 7th inning on Polanco was right about the time you were talking about how the defenders, and I would imagine particularly the infielders, their hearts are beating in their throats because of what's going on here.
Another charge play. It's do or die. You just got to get there as fast as you can. Hope that you can pick the hop when you get to it, and then make a strong, accurate throw on the totally off balance. Another great play.
Here's Cave, drove into the gap in left center, but hauled in by Gordon. That was in the 5th inning. Up and away, ball 1. Out in front, 1-1. I remember right, you were on the field for Dave Righetti's no-hitter.
Oh man, played shortstop behind Rags and 4th of July, 1983. No hit the Red Sox. And you're right. My heart was in my throat from the start of the 7th inning for 3 full innings.
And that wasn't a perfect game. I mean, whatever.
Oh, he walked a couple guys.
Right. Whatever you were feeling at the time. Now imagine any ball hit to a fielder, and you gotta make even the routine play.
I'll never forget it. Tony Armas hit me a 2-hop rocket.
Cave strikes out 2 away.
I still see that ground ball coming at me.
23 up, 23 down, and here is Mitch Garver.
Perfect 2-strike pitch. Jake Cave, a high fastball. Jake chases it. That is not his strength up there. You have to remember you've got Salvador Perez back there behind the plate for this young man, just coaxing him through everything.
Garver takes strike 1.
Picking out pitches for him, picking out locations. Perez has been every bit a part of this great stretch that Lopez has had here through almost 8 innings.
Breaking ball missing. And 3 ball counts to each of the first 3 batters of the first inning, but he didn't walk anyone. Got all 3 batters out, obviously. Only been a couple of 3 ball counts since. Total of 5 in the game. Swung on and missed 1 and 2.
He's done such a great job of mixing in that slow curveball and occasional changeup with that really good moving fastball. He's throwing 93, 94 with a lot of movement. Then he'll throw an 80-mile-an-hour slow curveball in a good spot. He hasn't hung any.
Down the line, but foul. A raw speed pitch. Garver managed to make contact. Lopez was beaten back and forth like a tennis ball in the Milwaukee organization, hoping to find a home with the Royals, and on the cusp of history. Ball back. Coming off an impressive outing. 7 innings, just 1 run allowed against the Orioles. 1 and 2 to Garver. 2 and 2. Breaking ball hit to the corner, but hooking foul.
Garver's got the first 2 high breaking balls that were a little bit of the hanging variety, and he hadn't been able to keep them fair. 2 really good pitches to hit for Mitch. And just a little out in front of each one of them.
Tall third strike, and Jorge Lopez is perfect through 8 innings. tonight, smiling, but well aware that he's on the cusp of baseball history. 8 perfect innings. And Jorge Lopez, if he can make history tonight, it would be just his 2nd big league win.
Well, I will say it again. There was a reason why Milwaukee kept bringing him back and bringing him back. This stuff is too good for AAA or the minor leagues, wherever he was, and there's no question about that. And he's been inconsistent, most likely, with his command, and up until the start before this one, when he was very good against the Orioles, and now the Twins and the Royals are seeing everything that he has the potential to do with that stuff.
"21 perfect games in the modern era of baseball." Addison Reed in, 1-1 to Brian Goodwin. Two and one. Reed trying to have a successful finish to what's been a frustrating injury-plagued season for him. 3-1. Goodwin, Herrera, and Merrifield in the 9th. On the ground to Mauer. Reed hustling to the bag. Just barely got it. Close play. But Goodwin hustling down the line, 1 away.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
1 down, and Herrera to the plate. Herrera 0 for 3. Fly ball to center, and a couple of comebackers to the mound. Due up for the Twins in the 9th, Kepler, Grossman, and Adrianza. An all right-handed bench. Austin, Sano, Jimenez, Astudillo, Petit, and Field. 1 strike. And now 1-1. Two and 1. Royals got a run in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and a long half inning in the top half of the inning, and yet Lopez went out and pitched a nice, clean, quick bottom of the inning. Three and 1 to the number 9 batter. Foul back. With the diminished velocity and arm issues that Reed's been dealing with, his strikeout totals have been way down this year. Opponent batting average of nearly 300. And there's ball 4. And Herrera will go to first. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app. Take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball wherever you go. Away a ball. Runner goes, and the pitch grounded behind Forsythe. Beautiful hit and run, and Herrera will go to third. And the Royals have a threat here in the top of the inning. The 1-out walk and a perfectly executed hit and run with the trigger man, Whit Merrifield.
And he got a great pitch with which to execute that perfect hit and run. A slider that was breaking away from him. He stays with it. He knows that the runner's going and the second baseman likely to be covering. And when he sees that slider, all he has to do is stick the bat out there and roll it through the vacated area where Forsythe was. Pretty play, as Dick said. And we're looking at a professional baseball player right there in Merrifield. He just, as Paul Molitor said, he just knows how to play the game.
And now Mondesi will bat. Twins bring the infield halfway in. First and third, one down. Mondesi with hits his last two times up, both playing big roles in the 4-0 score. Swung on and missed. With one out in the sixth, it was a bunt single followed by 2 stolen bases. It got Mondesi to third, and then with 2 outs, Dozier singled him in. And he had an RBI double and a run scored in the 7th.
I would tell you the Twins are playing the middle infielders halfway, as you say, Dick, but it's going to take a pretty hard ground ball to get Mondesi. He can fly down that line. You play halfway in this situation with 1 out. If the ball's hit hard out there, you can get 2 and get out of the inning. But if it's hit more softly, then you charge it hard and get the runner at the plate. Tried to get the best of both worlds there, but a double play ground ball from Mondesi is going to be a little bit different than most other players, just because of his speed.
Missing, and this is where Reed's decreased ability to get a strikeout comes into play. .40 strikeouts in 52 and 2/3 innings. Used to be a strikeout per inning guy. Generally doesn't walk people, and biggest issue he's had here in this inning is walking the number 9 batter. Check, swing, no swing, and it's 2-2. Swung on and missed. He got the strikeout. 2 down. And now Alex Gordon.
Well, you're right. That was a big strikeout there. Mondesi puts the ball in play. There's no telling what might ensue. And so getting him to swing and miss there, pitch to Gordon with 2 out. A big out for Addison Reed.
Strike on the outside corner. One strike to Gordon. Lifted to the left field corner. Grossman with a long run, but it'll twist back into the seats. 2 strikes. Reed trying to keep the game within reach. It's 4-0. And then hoping, of course, that the Twins can do something for the first time tonight against Jorge Lopez.
There's a lot of tension on the Twins dugout too, when they're up to bat. Nobody wants to get no hit. I will tell you that.
2 strikes to Gordon. Runner at first goes down and in. There's no throw. In fact, none of the middle infielders even moved toward the bag. So that was a freebie with Merrifield taking second base. He will get credit for a stolen base. Another count 1-2. Back to the mound. And Reed does a nice job stranding a couple of runners. And Lopez will take the mound, hoping to pitch the 22nd perfect game in the modern era. And you mentioned in the 6th inning, I believe, that the infielders, the fielders playing behind him get nervous. So too the umpires. But unlike 8 years ago when Armando Galarraga lost his perfect game in Detroit, there's replay now, so the umpires at least have a little opportunity to not be as tense as they used to have to be.
If I were the umpire at first base at close ball, I would go safe. Let's go look at it.
Jim Joyce was the umpire that fateful day at Comerica Park. It's been a remarkable day for Jorge Lopez. Had some control issues early in the ball game, but nothing that led to a walk. There's the hot ground ball I talked about that O'Hearn made a nice play on. Bonifacio nearly got burned. A nice running catch on the edge of the warning track.
And the nasty curveball that he's throwing. Mondesi with 2 terrific plays charging ground balls.
And the Kansas City Royals have never had a pitcher pitch a perfect game. They've had 4 no-hitters. The Twins have had 2 perfect games pitched against them, 5 no-hitters, and they've all been on the road. They've never been no-hit at home. Steve Busby, the first 2 in 73 and 74. Jim Colbert, Brent Saberhagen in 91. And it'll be Kepler, Grossman, Adrianza, any of them trying to deny Lopez's bid for history. Kepler with a fly to right and a strikeout.
A lot of tension all over the field now. Both the pitcher, obviously, the players playing behind him, the hitters trying to foil this bid. They don't want to be a team that got no hit.
Kepler takes ball 1. It was nearly 11 years ago, a little over 11 years ago. Scott Baker was in this very same situation against the Kansas City Royals. He walked a man, then gave up a hit to Mike Sweeney. I believe he walked John Buck, the Kansas City catcher at the time. And he was right where Lopez is right now, 2-0. Oh my.
Oh my.
Bruce Dreckman called that a strike. It's 2-1. It looked both high and outside from up here.
It was both of those things. At least outside.
Two and 1 to Kepler. And now ball 3. Just his 6th 3-ball count. Half of them coming in the first inning. Ball 4. And Lopez still has his no-hitter intact, but the perfect game is gone.
Well, there were 5 pitches, only one of which was really close. So he's feeling the tension out there. There's no question about that. And
Robbie Grossman.
Now he's got to try to gather himself and keep working it, one pitch at a time.
Strike at the knees. Baker got one out against the Royals and then walked John Buck and gave up the single to Mike Sweeney. One strike to Grossman. 2 strikes to Grossman.
And the interesting way this is unfolding is if the Twins can stay out of a double play situation here, Joe Mauer's going to get one more shot at it.
Taken up high, 1-2. Tapper foul. Insignificant because Mauer has broken up 4 no-hitters, but to be more accurate, 3 times he's done it in the 9th inning. The most recent time he got the only hit in the 4th inning, but 3 times in the 9th he's broken the hearts of a pitcher bidding for a no-hitter. Liner to center, and Grossman gets the hit. Lopez almost caught it, reaching his glove up, but a little too late. And fans are cheering both the hit and the remarkable night for Jorge Lopez. A 1-2 pitch, stroked solidly to center.
Well, a great at-bat by Robbie Grossman to get that base hit, but a marvelous performance by Jorge Lopez.
Just reached with the glove.
Just missed. He looked at it, Salvador Perez, and said, I almost had it. I almost had it.
Well, what a story it would have been if the young man with 1 major league win had pitched a perfect game or a no-hitter. Then Yost to the mound, and everybody's smiling, and why not? What a night for Lopez, and it looks like they might keep him in the game. No, they're going to take him out.
No, they have to, and this is just such a great night. They're all smiling on the mound because they're saying, hey, we got something here. That stuff was real. He was throwing up there. And
Royals fans, Twins fans alike cheering a wonderful effort.
Yeah. Great ovation by the Target Field fans. When he was absolutely perfect. And
And the young man looks to have a great future if he can stay healthy, because he looked dominant, as the 8 perfect innings would suggest. But I mean, in that 7th inning, when the Royals were batting for a long time, there was a pitching change in the middle of it, and he was completely unfazed by that, and boom, 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 got the next 3 outs.
Well, I loved his stuff. I loved the way he went about it. I loved the way he mixed it up. Mixed up 3 very good pitches.
Just his 7th career start, and he nearly made history. Willie Peralta comes in now with the Twins, threatening to put together a rally here now in the 9th inning, down 4-0. Adrianza takes a strike. Adrianza with 2 outfield flies against Lopez. Down and in a ball. And it's 1-1. Fly ball, center field. Goodwin is there. Plenty deep to score Kepler from third base. It's 4-1. So in 3 plate appearances, the perfect game, then the no-hitter, and now the shutout are all out the window. And now Mauer will bat. Mauer will bat, having grounded out twice and struck out once against Lopez. Inside ball 1. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Have you ever seen a perfect game?
I haven't.
I did David Wells' perfect game against the Twins at Yankee Stadium.
I didn't see that one. You and I called Jared Weaver's.
Yes, that's right.
Game in no-hitter against the Twins in Anaheim a few years back.
2-1. Can't believe that the David Wells perfect game was more than 20 years ago. 20 years ago earlier this year. 2-1 to Mauer. Trying to get aboard here and get Polanco to the plate as the tying run. That's sliced to Gordon, and for the 4,000th time, Alex Gordon has caught a Joe Mauer line drive. 2 down. And now Polanco will try to keep the game alive for the Twins and get Rosario to the plate. Polanco made a bid for a hit back in the 4th inning. Lining one just within reach of a retreating Bonifacio in right field.
I'd really like to see Jorge get on base here somehow, get Eddie Rosario to the plate. Just be some good drama to finish up this game.
In the dirt, ball 1. To right field and right at Bonifacio. And the Twins See the Royals get a wonderfully pitched game by Jorge Lopez to even the series at a game apiece.
Nice effort by Jose Barrios, but a unbelievable effort by that young man right there, Jorge Lopez. And I got to believe that Ned Yost was smiling on the mound. His manager was smiling on the mound because he sees some real potential there in that young man on the mound.
So the Royals win for just the second time here at Target Field, and that means tomorrow will be the deciding game of this three-game series, Dave Ben.
Yes, that is indeed true. Coming up on your post-game edition of Twins Live, we'll break down the night for Jorge Lopez, who had some pretty good defense behind him as well. We'll also hear from Paul Molitor as the series is now even at 1 game apiece.